Hello.
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
How is everyone? Hey, we have Mark in the house. Hello, Mark. Good to see you, mate. Hi.
Hello.
So, Mark, I don't know if you've spoken to Becca, but this is Becca. That's Mark on the screen there. Mark sent me some samples recently. Nice guy.
Mark is a good egg.
Mark is a good egg.
Mark is a good egg.
And we have Jim in the house. We have Nigel in the house. So we're just going to wait for a few more people to pop in, and we will then have a chat about our normal things we do.
Yeah.
And we've got our mystery guest who is ready. We've been talking already this morning, so we are set up.
Here we go.
I'm less stressed today because we got set up with plenty of time.
Yeah, no, and we actually are on time,
we were bang on time.
The first.
Yeah,
right?
It is a first. Yeah, I think it is a first.
Yeah.
I'm on the screen now. I look a bit sweaty on the head, don't I? Look.
Oh, he's a bit sweaty.
I'm not sweaty. It just looks a bit shiny.
You're glowing, babe.
Right.
Glowing.
Look, we have a few more people in the house. We have 9 people already, Beck. So we have John in the house. We have Heather in the house. We have Vittoria in the house. We have Barry in the house.
Just go up. We
Oh.
have one of Darren's friends.
Oh, yes. Look, Happy Tankers. Hi. Thanks for popping in. I'll talk about that in just a moment. And then we had Marcus, we have Vittoria. So I think we said everyone so far. So welcome, everybody. Oh, Matt's in the house as well. Hello. Hi, Matt.
Goodness, look at us.
I know.
We're famous, though.
We're not famous.
No, we're not famous.
No, not famous, no. Until you get recognised in the street, then you're famous.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, we have Maya in the house and we have Nick in the house today.
Hello, everybody.
So we have a lot of our usual gang already, which is awesome. So 13 of us in the house ready to go, plus me and Becca. That makes 15. That's a nice cosy amount.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it's an odd number, though.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
It is an odd number. Do we have Anthony in the house or not? Not sure. Right, so what should we talk about first?
Well, the fact that we're actually on different sides of the screen.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we normally like Ant and Date, like we always have to sit a certain side.
We do.
This week.
Yeah.
And what is this?
No. Don't bring up the elephant in the room. It's fine.
Tony's got merch.
I haven't got merch. It's not for sale. It's not for sale.
Oh dear, what a sad little man.
we have Brandon in the house. Hi, Brandon.
Nice t-shirt. Yeah,
Thank you. I thought I'd go all professional now. I've got to this 1,000 subs and I'm a Billy Big one. So I thought, you know what? I'll just treat myself.
Let's talk about this little number.
No, we don't want to. No.
Because you didn't actually tell me you were going to order it, did you?
No, I just ordered it.
Yeah, you came home.
Yeah.
And it had already been delivered, hadn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I was like, what the hell is that?
Yep.
And then our daughter, who is 8, was probably the most excited about it. Said, oh my God, Dad, you got merch.
She did. She's like, you got merch.
You got merch.
But I haven't got merch. I'm not in the merch.
What does the F mean? It means great big giant fan boy.
It's fine.
Oh, how hilarious.
Yeah, so no, I thought this would be nice just for my lives. I'm not going to wear it around town and stuff. I haven't got anything on the back. It's just a little sign. It actually came out a little bit bigger than I wanted it. I just wanted literally a tiny little sign.
Hang on, you said you're just going to wear it around town?
No, not around town.
Oh, no, sorry.
Not around town.
Just on lights. Didn't you cracked it out the other day?
At home?
Yeah.
Yeah, just for effect.
Just for your ego, yeah?
No, just for effect. I wanted to get your reaction.
Did you stand in front of the mirror, put it on and did a Jeremy sprint and been like...
I did do a hip movements, but you missed it.
Wow.
I know.
Next
time.
Nick,
you know what? If anyone ever takes the mick out of me in these lives, I'm prepared.
I'm sorry. It's just there. It's literally staring at me on the screen. And I'm like, we have to address this.
Hi, Scott. If you've just arrived, Scott, we've started with Becca taking the piss out of me already, as usual.
And it's a beautiful length to show off your tattoo.
Don't you start on that. Dear,
oh, hilarious.
No, it's not. Right, so what should we start with this week? We've got 15 people in the house. We're on time, so we've got a bit more time before our reviewer comes in. We've been live for 5 minutes. We've got another 25 minutes next before our reviewer comes on.
Normally at this point, you're giving me the evils and shouting at me, saying, like, just some abuse.
The camera's fine where it is.
Yeah.
The camera is fine there. Why do we have to move it?
Yeah. That's what you normally would do.
Technical hitches, all sorts going on, yeah.
Yeah. Can anybody, look, he's had a haircut. Can you see? Look at this.
Yeah, black market.
Black market haircut, everybody.
Naughty boy.
Naughty
boy. Right, so let's start with to please my ego even more.
Oh God.
No, I got to the 1,000 subs this week.
Everybody knows that.
But there is a person I need to thank. If anyone's wondering, I need to explain this. I went from about 930 to just over 1,000 in one day. I didn't buy subscribers. What I want to do is explain what actually happened.
His most successful brother. That's what's happened.
Yeah, so a couple of people know already that my brother has a gaming channel, and he has just shy, if he hasn't reached that already today, he has about 40,000 subs now. No, that's not huge.
38.
No, he had 39.6 yesterday.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, so he's on like nearly 40k, and he has a really, really loyal following. I sometimes go into his lives and talk to him and troll him the same as you troll me, which he loves, and take the mickey out of him playing games, basically. Tanks, yeah. So he has a really good channel, and he kindly agreed to do a live with me where I interview him, the same sort of thing as we do with Al.
Well, it was more sort of like a piss take interview, really.
Well,
with your mum jokes and
yeah. We, you know what we're like when we get together. It is networking. Thank you, Nigel. So Darren put a post out, a community post, to say that we're going to be doing our live on a Friday night, and this was Thursday night, and overnight I got about 80 subscribers.
It's mad, isn't it?
80 subscribers in one night, and then that reached me to the 1,000, and then when I did the live with him, it went up to about 1,050, so another 50 odd subscribers after the live. So pretty good.
If you stop fanboying them.
Yeah, so that's what happened. That's how I got to 1,000. So I did a live with my brother last night. It was meant to be Friday night, but we did last night, and we were on for about an hour and a half, and we had a good laugh and a good chat. And I nicked some of these subscribers, and they might end up in this room. So if anyone comes on with some gaming type names, then
there we go. Sarah might come in. Who you thought was a boy?
Yeah, exactly.
Awkward. Chris is in the room. Chris, can we just say?
Don't bring up.
Do you know how he missed your life because he was playing Roblox? Obviously, now he's at 1,000. He thinks he's just like the queen. He's now got his own t-shirt.
Chris, it's just for the live. Don't listen to her taking the nick out of me.
He ordered it. If anybody wants one, let us know. Because,
no, I'm not selling them.
You know, I'm sure Tony would love. What can we call them? Do you know how Little Mix have like mixers?
Yeah.
Which is their like fan club.
Yeah.
What could we have?
I don't know. I really don't know. We don't need to speak about that right now. But that's what happened. Yeah, Nigel. I'm sorry about that. I read the chat back afterwards, and I'll have to have a little word with the moderators because they don't seem to like emojis, especially lots of them. I don't know why. So if you'd put one emoji, they probably would have been fine with it. But I don't know what that's about. But that's on his chat, so I can't really control that. I'm sorry, mate.
Chris says it's sensational, isn't it?
No, it's not.
It's beautiful. It's not.
No, I'm not doing merch, Chris. Just now, you're of a standing where you could do merch. I'm not. But you know, it's one of those things where I just thought, I'll just have my own t-shirt. I'm not going to wear it around town.
He's going to stand in front of the mirror, just loving himself in it.
No, I'm not.
So, shall we do, what is your fragrance of the day?
Fragrance of the day? My fragrance of the day is Halfiti by Penhaligon's.
Oh,
Very spicy, old school, fougere type fragrance, very fresh, quite summery. But the only thing I would say is that the performance isn't incredible, which I'm a little bit disappointed with.
We always find that with Penhaligons, though. Love Penhaligons, but their performance is shit.
Hopefully, we haven't tried some where they are better, because we've got one that we both want, haven't we?
Yes, changing constant.
We want that, and hopefully that lasts a bit better.
Yeah.
So we have. Who else do we have in the house that we haven't said hello? We said hello to Brandon.
Richard.
We have Luke in the house, and we have Paul in the house.
There we go.
There we go. So, right, Ben. When's Ben going to go and give out his first spanner? Right,
hello, your brother's here.
Hey. So, hi, Darren. We've just been talking about you. Where your ears burning?
So your brother actually has merch, but he's justified. Darren, what number are you at the moment? Because I said about 38. Tony said 39,000.
Something nearly 40.
Darren has socks and everything.
We have Killer in the house.
Hello.
Hi, Corey. How you doing, mate? Love the video. Breaking news.
His auntie's back.
His auntie's back, yeah.
Yeah, and
I know.
she
Lisa's
said
back.
a fragrance smelled like boo. She is one type of girl.
He literally, Killer's face. It was the perfect time for it to focus in on his face. He was just like, yeah, he was a bit distraught about that, I reckon.
Love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it.
Yeah.
39,900 subscribers.
Oh, 100 to go before he gets to it.
So, yes, well justified to have merch. Tony.
Darren.
Look, you're going to have to remove.
Oh, sorry,
Look.
Killer. I'm going to have to remove you, mate. There we go.
Sorry.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's understated.
Oh,
It's understated.
dear,
Well, I think we're still waiting for a couple. We've got 25 people in the room, but there's no Claire. Where's Claire? Where's Lizzie?
Oh,
right.
and Corey, start adding me back on Instagram. I feel a little bit like.
Killer, Fragdicted snaps, as the name is spelled on the screen, plus snaps. But no, Darren, congratulations and thanks again for having me on yesterday. I really appreciate it. I've just been explaining how I reached 1,000 subscribers with your help. So thank you very much. Right, your scent of the day. I've been talking too much. You talk.
You've been waffling. We all know you waffle.
Yeah. What's your
My
scent
scent of the day is Dolce & Gabbana. Sorry, earthquake, everybody. Yeah, Dolce & Gabbana. Which I do love. Don't get me wrong, it's beautiful and the bottle is stunning.
Apart from all the fingerprints.
Apart from all the things. Yeah, they're like those kitchen cupboards that, do you know, when you think, that looks really nice. But every time you touch it, you think, oh, God. But it doesn't last very long.
No, it doesn't. How many hours
I
do
get
you reckon you
about
get from
2
it?
hours out of this, and then I'm like, I'm going to have to respray it. So I am very disappointed with this. I thought it was going to be better.
Yeah.
The smell is beautiful.
I love the smell. You know I do. It's gorgeous.
But
Gorgeous,
yeah,
gorgeous
it's
stuff.
a little bit shocking, really.
Very sexy. Very, very sexy smell. But it doesn't last very long.
No. So that is my scent of the day. And the reason why I did put this on is because I got a cracking photo of it, which I will upload to Instagram next week.
There we go.
So yeah.
So we have Lizzie in the house. Lizzie just heard her name as she joined. So hi, Lizzie. Thanks for joining. What else have we got? So
we've got Barry's beef.
No, what have we got in this week? Should we do that first, just very quickly?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, what have we got in this week? So there is someone in the room I'd like to thank very much, and that is...
Does it last longer than Ben? John is trolling. John, you troll. Yeah, sometimes.
Let's not even talk about that. Right, on to what we got in this week. There is a little pouch. Does someone in the room... Oh, there we go. Does someone in the room recognise the little pouch?
Tony's got his pouch out.
I've got my pouch out.
Delve into your pouch,
So I'm
Tony.
going to go into my pouch. It's a bit tight, this pouch. Getting my fingers in the pouch right now, and it's a bit tight.
Wow.
Right, and there is a lot of samples in here. This came from Nick at Talk and Review. So
right, Nick.
Thank you, Nick.
Can I just say, I was at work when this got delivered, and Tony gave you the work address.
Yeah.
So when the postman came, he made a very big song and dance about who Boner was.
Yeah.
On the front counter of the service desk.
Yeah, I wasn't there, luckily.
So my sister-in-law works on the service department. She comes walking into my office, leaves my office door open and says, "Who's Tony been mixing with?" I was like, "What?" Well, she gets this envelope out. Tony Boner Meads.
Yep. So Nick sent the envelope with Tony Boner Meads.
And because you weren't there, I had to pick up all the flack of, Tony's got boner.
Children.
So, thanks, Nick.
Nick, you're a child. I love it, though.
I shut the door of my office, and that was the last I saw of anybody all day.
Yep. So, right, what have we got in the little pouch? I have got a Eden. Sorry, the camera isn't great. So that is Eden. Very fresh, very clean. Bit feminine, so maybe Becca will like that. Do you want to give that a go? See if you like it?
Oh,
A bit soapy.
Mm. Oh, yeah.
We got Parfums Vintage Pour On, which is, me and Nick believe that it's a clone of Gucci Pour On, or Gucci Pour On 2. Very old school.
Oh, that's better than that.
A bit like Eternity.
Eternity.
Or Jazz.
Oh, my
Yeah, that's what it reminds me of.
Yeah, that is old school.
Yep. We'll hurry through these. We've got, oh no, that is from someone else, I think. Yes, it is.
You've mixed your pouches.
I have. We got Givenchy Gentleman, the EDT, which I haven't got. I've got the EDP, which I love. We have got Wanted by Night, which I have a good decant of. Great fragrance. We have Scent Story 24 Ice Gold. Haven't tried that yet. Looking forward to it.
Beautiful.
Beautiful, beautiful. Near getting there, we got Givenchy Gentleman Cologne, which I messaged Nick and said, this is gorgeous, lovely stuff. George, the Fragrance Apprentice, done a review on that, and he really liked it too. Quality, classy stuff, love it. Haven't tried this yet. Extreme Rush by Michael Kors. We're nearly there, sorry. It's Nick's fault for sending me so much. We had Ormond Jane and Ormond Man, it's called. Not tried that yet. The one I'm most excited about, I'm coming up to in a moment. That wasn't part of it. That wasn't part of it.
Oh.
But this was Byredo, Bala Freak. So that is the one I was most excited about trying. So there we go. Right, let's catch up with some of the comments before we get on to our beefs.
Beefs and boners.
Beefs and boners, right. So let's start with your beef of the week.
My beef of the week.
Hold on.
Oh,
this
hang
is
on.
important,
Jingle.
isn't it?
Got to get the jingle
This
out.
is important. I wasn't prepared.
Oh.
I thought I was prepared. Are you ready for the beef of the week?
Yes.
Beef of the week.
I don't think that really compares to Nigel's tunes.
No, I need Nigel to make me some jingles.
I have a good beef of the week, and it is to do with Tony. What a surprise! So my beef of the week is these little beauties get left everywhere around the house. And when I say everywhere, everywhere. I walk into the kitchen, they're on the side. I go to use the microwave, they're on top of the microwave. They're on the stairs, they're on every possible bit of surface that Tony can get those little testers on, they are there.
Does anyone else find that they just have testers lying around? I'm not sure why. It might just be me being untidy, but I get told off because our house is genuinely quite tidy. So if I leave anything anywhere, I'm in big trouble anyway.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
beef of the week, samples everywhere then. That's your beef of the week.
yeah, and actual bottles of stuff.
Right. Okay.
You leave bottles of fragrance here, there, and everywhere. It's really irritating. I like if everybody could just move out of the house and we just leave it like a showroom house. That would be the perfect tidiness of the house.
But that's not living.
No, but also it's highly irritating when you walk up the stairs and there's like little samples on each step.
There we go. So
Yeah.
trying to make room smell nice. I'm with you, Tony. So Nigel's leaving samples all around the place as well, by the sounds of things.
Oh, try to
Not
imagine.
just me. Right, what else have we got? I have a wooden box I bought for all my testers, keeps them tidy. I have got a box in the garage, Brandon, where my studio is or where Becca's studio is. We call it a studio, but it's just a place where we
He's
film.
got a whole like shelf that he could put them on,
Yeah.
but he just chooses not to. He gets them out, smells them, and then thinks, "Oh, I'm just going to leave that there."
Yeah.
And he does.
Yeah.
And that's just Tony, basically, and it's irritating.
So yeah, the pouch was a bit tight, but it's looser now. Look, it's a loose pouch. So it's not so tight anymore. Right.
What's your beef of the week?
My beef of the week.
Oh God, here we go.
Right, how many notes have I got on my beef of the week?
Shut up.
I've got beefs coming out of my ears. Beefs all day long. I've got some well done beef.
Come on, man.
Right, okay, this is a good beef. Right, so I bought a cake yesterday. Becca doesn't know what my beef is. I bought a cake yesterday,
Yeah.
and the cake was
No,
about.
no, it was not.
The cake was about that big.
Right.
It was a sponge cake. Hold on a minute, let me speak, and then you can do it afterwards. Right. So the cake was about that big. Now, if I had half of that cake, it wouldn't have been big enough for my appetite. So I had a third of the cake.
Hang on. Can you actually, because my outfit don't really match today, I'm just literally all look, I've even got right, go and get the packet from the bin.
Why?
Go and get the packet because it's not that small. Go and get the packet from the bin in the kitchen.
Oh, God's sake. Go in, all right?
Go, because it is not that big. It's more like this big and round. I said to Tony, did you have a slice? He said, yeah, I had a slice. Went to the fridge, half of it was gone.
Oh, it says it serves 6 on there.
It serves 6.
No, it served 3.
It serves 6 people.
No, there's a little bit left. Why didn't you eat it? You just chucked it in the bin. I saved you that.
Look. Really? It's really that big, is it?
I said that big. Did I not? Did I say that big?
Oh, look, literally.
It's a raspberry cream sponge, and it was very tasty. I had.
What's that number say? Serves 6 people, not just one human. Yep. He ate the whole cake. So what's your beef for the week anyway?
Well, look, Darren's got a thing there. So yeah, my beef of the week was you judging the amount of cake that I had. That's harsh. I had a third of that cake. So ignore the servings. 6, come on.
6 people.
That's a fucking birthday cake.
It is.
Darren's put a comment there. Look, this is really nice. We'll go back to the rest of the beefs and the boners in a minute.
Oh, no, hang on. No,
What?
because you never got to the point of your beef.
My beef was you giving me a hard time for eating too much cake
Oh, yeah, well, when it serves 6,
and under-exaggerating the size of it.
I mean, come on.
Hey, Tony, the aftershave you gave me, I wore the other day. I put it on in the morning, about 5 p.m. Kirsty had it if I had any on. She loved it. Darren, which one was it? What bottle was it? Was it the Omaf or was it the Duke one?
He said he didn't even know what it was called.
No, but what bottle was it in? What bottle was it in? Let me know. What was it, the black bottle or the blue bottle? And I can tell you from there. That's a fucking birthday cake. That'd feed a homeless person for a week, Tony.
Literally.
Size, story, reality. Oh dear, I'm getting some stick.
Honestly.
I'm getting some stick for my own beef.
That's the size of my head.
It's not, look.
It is.
Look, it's really small, look. It's a small cake. It's just perception with the camera.
And do you know what even is more funny?
Yeah.
The fact I came down, was it Saturday morning? It was Saturday morning and Phoebe goes, Mummy, me and Daddy went out in our car on Friday and I found all his hidden cakes.
I've got a
She
problem.
said, do you know those little Mr. Kipling ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were in Daddy's car, Mummy.
Yeah.
Tony was like, you're not meant to tell her.
Can you believe we've been in here for 25 minutes already?
Literally
Right.
hilarious.
Let's move on then. Have you got any more boners? Not boners. Have you got any more beefs?
I've got a lot of beefs, but you'll tell me off anyway. So.
What was it to do with me though? Have I got beefs from me?
Beefs are always to do with you.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
You're not liking me very much at the moment then.
He just throws little tantrums.
Oh, I am a tantrum thrower. Right, let's leave that for another time though. Let's move on to happier stuff. Let's go on to your boner of the week.
Now, what's your boner of the week? Because I start with my beef. What's your
Okay.
boner?
I've got a couple of boners. I don't just get one boner a day. I've had a couple of boners today. So my first boner had to do with a loose pouch. No, it didn't. Right. My first boner was to do with I'm going down to just 2 nights a week from tonight. That is my big fat boner of the week, is that I am now only working 2 nights a week. Yes. Oh, so happy about that. I get to sleep 5 nights of the week properly.
5 nights of the week.
Yeah. So I am still working full time, but going down to 2 nights. I literally cannot wait. I'm working tonight, working Monday. I work Sunday and Mondays. That's it. Are you looking forward to that? That should be one of your bonus, really.
Yeah, no, I am.
You are. Come on, you can admit it. It's been 12 weeks.
It's been 12 weeks.
It's been 12 weeks I've been doing this for. So
12 weeks. And do you know what that means? You can now help out with bedtime.
Yeah.
With feed.
I don't mind that, to be fair.
I have been a single parent because obviously I've been off work. I'm now back to work full time. But I have literally been like a single parent from 8 o'clock in the morning to, well, until Tony gets home, which is like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. So, yeah, it'll be nice to actually have somebody to get the sproglet showered, in bed, teeth brushed, not give me a hard time all the time.
That's it.
Yeah, there you go.
We've got Carl in the house. He's got a new channel, new reviewer. I've seen him over on Instagram.
Yes, he's added me on Instagram. Hello.
Hello, welcome, Carl.
He wants to know what your tattoo is.
I've got plenty of tattoos, mate. I'll be here all day again if I explain them all. But a lot. Oh, hold on. Tattoos all over the place. So yeah, lots. So you're no longer going to be a shelf stacking twat. No, I am still going to be a shelf stacking twat, but it's not going to be 5 nights a week. Just 2.
Just two.
Any more boners?
My boner of the week is, you probably all know this, and there is one person in the room that definitely knows this. And I would just like to give a little bit of love and appreciation to this one special little Homo sapien that he is, which is Vitor. Da, 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 da. Vitor is a wonderful human being because without him, I wouldn't have had my first paid photography job. So, yeah, my boner of the week is I had my first ever photography job, which I got paid for.
And I'm really proud of you.
Yeah.
You know I am.
So, that just goes to Vitor because he is a wonderful human.
He sent that person your way, didn't he?
He did.
He did. So Vitor sent the recommendation for Becca, and it all worked, and Becca got her first paid job. So that is a milestone in hopefully what could be a start of something new for you.
Hey, don't embarrass me. I am going to embarrass you, Vitor.
Yeah, you deserve to be embarrassed, all right?
Yeah, no, he has literally just...
He's helped you along the way as well.
He has. He's like my little mentor. So he is a wonderful human being. So without him, obviously I wouldn't have got
the job.
That opportunity job or even started my portfolio. Well, a proper portfolio. Yeah. So, yeah. Big love to Vitor.
Big love to Vitor. We haven't got long before we're going to be inviting our guest into the room. I've just had a message about 4 minutes ago, so bear with me one moment. Oh, someone's watching. He has some beefs of the week as well. Right, we're going to get him on in about a minute.
He or she.
He or she.
Ooh.
So if you're watching, which you obviously are, then you need to press the button for the link to come into the studio, and we will let you in.
Can I just say, without somebody pointing this out,
yeah,
right? I made Phoebe a drink before I went on, and I did actually spill some down my top. So if you do notice, there's a mark on my top. I'm trying to hide it, everybody, because you know when you're just like, I haven't got time to even think of getting a new top out. So yeah, I'm a grubby little fucker and I've got a dirty top on. So, get over it. It's literally just there and it's really irritating me. So I'm just going to just try and hide it. You know.
Oh, look, someone there. I hope that wasn't on my recommendation, Michael. Said he smells like my grandfather for £177. I'm calling my lawyer. I really, really like that.
Well, at least it don't smell like camels.
I really like that. And he thinks it smells like his grandfather. You liked it too. It's very citrusy. I love that fragrance.
I can't even comment on PDM anymore.
Right, and we also have someone has just texted me and said, look who's live on YouTube. So now I have my work friends that are going to be taking this at me as well.
Could just always take it off. You dirty, dirty bastard.
Runs and hides. He's scared of you as well, though.
Oh, dear, hilarious.
Yeah, Barry has been quiet.
I'm going to tell your mum, Darren.
Right, so we're just waiting for said guest to arrive in the room. And as we speak, and I say that, the said guest is now in my studio, ready and waiting. So hopefully you can hear me. Or she.
Or she.
Yep. Big wave, big wave, big wave. I keep giving it away. I'm useless at secrets, aren't I?
Honestly.
Absolutely useless.
Liability.
Right, so before everyone gets a bit bored of us speaking, let's bring this sexy person into the room.
Sexy person alert.
Here we go. Mr. Sexy himself.
Getting hot.
And good thing the wife's not in the room then.
Right, Chad, let me just turn you up just a touch, mate. Hold on, I'm just going to reach across and show my belly into the camera just for a second.
Oh.
Just going to turn you up a bit, mate.
Oh, there we go.
Right. All good. All good.
Hello.
How are you?
You all right, you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. I'm just going to move into the camera a little bit so I've got half my face. 1 second.
There we go.
There we go. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for inviting me.
Really appreciate you appearing on my little channel. And thank you, mate. I really appreciate it.
No worries.
We've spoken a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I get your sense of humour.
Mine's kind of British-ish.
Yeah, I think I get it. There's a lot of sarcasm in there. I like that. Respect.
My sarcasm comes from the bullshit I deal with every day when it comes to work. So
really,
I was never like this.
Well, I'll just tell you a little bit about the history. I know you've popped into a couple of these lives. Mm-hmm. You're now episode 5, so you're my 5th guest. So this started 5 weeks ago. And me and Becca did a live and we just randomly came up with the idea of getting someone in as a mystery every week to have a little chat.
Okay.
So a little bit in the sort of similar idea to what Jules did with you. And I've seen that interview with Jules Jaharov.
Okay.
And but we wanted to make it, rather than your life history, we just wanted to have a bit of fun, basically.
Sure.
So there will be some fragrance-related questions.
All right.
But we won't bore you too much with all that. But there will be some fun stuff too, mate. Right. So how you been?
Well, doing all right, man. Just taking it easy today. After this, probably go out for a little bit. It's really nice out, so nice. It's nice and cool. It's really refreshing out.
What temperature is it now?
Oh, right now it's probably 16 degrees, which is under, like, it's not, certainly not seasonal right now. So.
Right. How hot does it actually get over there? Do you have a really nice summer, or is it quite?
It gets very humid here.
Yeah.
It also depends on where you are, right? So, like, Canada is the 2nd largest country in the world. Toronto is just right along the border with the States. So, but Toronto is the largest city in this country, and we have a large, very severe traffic problem. So a lot of smog, congestion. Yeah. So that really does amplify the humidity. So.
Yeah, we get really humid here, don't we, in summertime?
Yeah, it does. It does get humid. It's sort of it's not a dry heat that you can cope with on holidays.
It's up to 43 up here.
Oh wow!
That's with the humidity, though.
Yeah, it's about 24 degrees today.
Yeah.
Yeah, about 24 degrees today, and it's like sticky, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really sticky.
hot.
It was 37 earlier in the week, so
Yeah.
Nice stuff. Right, so should we start with some questions then, Chad?
Oh.
So we've got about 30 people in the room. I think you'll recognise a lot of them anyway. We have Chris was in the house earlier. You know, Fragmental Chris.
Hello, we got Luke.
Yep. So you got the chat on. You can see that. Yep.
Yeah, I just can't participate in the chat itself because I'm not signed in. So.
Okay.
We got Raj.
We've got quite a few people, haven't we?
We got
them out today.
Yeah.
Right. So we'll start with some of the questions then, Chad. We always ask the same question to begin with every single time.
So hang on a minute. Tony asked a sensible question.
Back up. I'm backing up.
I'm just here for fun. So I ask the stupid questions, and then Tony will ask all the sensible questions. So he gets me to ask this question to nearly everybody, which is, do you think pineapple belongs on pizza?
Yes. Okay. It was actually created by a Canadian.
We heard that. Jill took that up. Yes.
Yeah, a Canadian came up with that. I've had it. I don't mind it. It's not one of my favorites, but sure.
What is your favorite pizza?
I'd probably just get like the regular pepperoni and cheese.
Nice.
But like the wife and I were kind of on this. We're trying to take better care of ourselves because we're older now. So we're trying to go with like the vegetarian, the gluten free, the sometimes the cauliflower pizzas. So.
Oh, I've made a cauliflower pizza before.
Yeah.
They are nice, but it's never the same, is it? You get it out of the oven and you think,
Well, if you make it yourself, it's not the same. But if you were to buy it from a store, you don't really taste much difference.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
I don't agree with that. That's shit. You can say it, Chad. Excellent. Right, so what is this same question gets asked in every single live known to man, so excuse me for this, but what's your scent of the day?
Well, I'm wearing two right now, and I know that Mark Rose the Weight is not going to approve of one of them. So I got Bond number 9, Governor's Island.
Okay.
And this one is just like I'm wearing them to review, so I'm always in work mode. And this one here is I'm just reviewing because I do have a large a lot of young people follow me. Guess 1981. So.
Can you send some of you younger people my way because everyone in this chat's really old.
But the Bond number 9 is actually the better quality scent. So.
Yeah. Good stuff. Have you laid them, or have you just got them one on either hand? Or?
No, I'm wearing the Bond around my neck and arm. This one I'm just testing it out on the other arm. But earlier I was wearing Trussardi Black Extreme because I just did a video, just reviewed, and then I did Polo Ultra Blue as well. Nice.
I've just watched I tell you what I watched back today. I watched back your lovely video with your wife reviewing the Jaguar fragrances.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought that was going to do a lot better because I had my friend Rush, and that video is like at 17,000 views in like, what, 8 months that it's been up. And I thought, okay, well, we're going to get like a woman's take because the guys always want the woman's opinion. And it just didn't go. So, yeah, it is what it is.
You know my comment I've just made about people being old in my chat? The viewing went from about 30 people down to about 25, just like that. So I think I've upset a few people.
You know what? Older people that are become, you know what? Okay, we bitch and moan about millennials being sensitive and snowflakes. It's the same thing as you get older, man. I don't know how old you guys are. I'm in my 40s.
How old are you, Chad? Because I think we're similar. I think I'm maybe a touch younger.
How old are you?
I'm 40. Just turned 40.
Add 3 years to that.
Yeah, okay. So you're not much older than me then.
No. I certainly don't act my age.
No, I can vouch for that. I've seen
as you can tell from the title, bald mischief maker. So.
Accurate. It's not false advertising, is it?
No, not fake news at all.
No. Right, so let's carry on. So, yeah, one thing I've always been, you haven't got the right name up there, but A Gentleman's Journey, you've probably been asked this before, but I haven't seen an answer to it. Where did that name come from?
Okay, well, when I started 7 years ago, I was White Spirit Bear, which is an indigenous name, so it's a native name.
Okay.
But I thought you could change the HTML or the URL, whatever. Like, I'm not a tech person, but whatever that is in the internet link, but you can't. So White Spirit Bear is as in a native name. So it's a white black bear, something to do with the gene, out on the on the west coast of Canada. So then I changed it to the Everyday Man, which is pretty much me. Then I just decided, you know what, I wanted to back then treat it as a business. So I wanted to change things up. So I just came up with A Gentleman's Journey.
I've just noticed in the comments, I've just put the link thing up that Robes, I'm younger than both of you.
Mark is in his 30s.
He doesn't look it though, does he?
No, he hasn't aged well at all.
That's another one gone.
That's a shot fired. No, Mark lives about 3 hours away from me, so.
Yeah, I see that. I've watched that. I watched your collaboration. You did a couple together, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Well, he lives where about 90 minutes east of where I grew up, so.
Right. Okay. So, have you got any more plans to meet in the future? Do you think and do more collaborations?
Oh, absolutely, but it depends on how COVID-19 goes.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Right. So, I've seen your channel started. Was that nearly 7 years ago?
I think it was August 3rd or August 8th of 2013.
Yeah. So nearly 7 years ago. And how would you say your channel and like tasting fragrances has evolved from the beginning?
It hasn't really evolved.
No.
I've always kept my taste pretty simple. I do like some of the fancier things, like Bond Number 9 is not exactly a niche house, but their price tag is.
Yeah.
I do like them. I like some creeds. I was wearing this yesterday, again, Lane fragrance.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's basic, plain and basic. You know, I kind of stuck true to who I am. Like they say that the further you get in your journey, you like the more polarizing, challenging sense. I've never been that way. I've always, the way that I am with my fragrances is how I am in my. I've always been that way. Like my father. Okay, so my grandmother is originally from Kent, Bradford, Kent. So she moved here after the war, and my grandparents, they were poor. So my dad didn't grow up with much. So he went from a blue collar family. He did a blue collar job. Then he became a financial planner. So like my dad became very successful at what he did. So he always kept his tastes basic. So even my mother, her side of where we're from originally from Timmins. So Timmins is about 8 hours north of Toronto, and where I grew up is Sudbury. So that's 4 hours north of here. And both those communities are mining towns. So miners really didn't make a lot of money back then. Now you can make a killing as a miner because of the unions, the pensions, all that kind of stuff. But like my family didn't grow up with much, so they always said be grateful for what you have.
Yeah.
So I've always kind of kept my taste rather simple. Like even if I were to win like $50 million today, I would not go out and buy a Lamborghini or a Mercedes. I'm not about the flash.
Do you think you've changed that attitude? Because as I've got a bit older, you sort of do realise that a little bit, I think when you're younger, it's probably, you don't. I think, would you have been 20 and bought a Lamborghini, for example, if you came into that?
Maybe so. But even to this day, like you're probably kind of right in that sense. But I've always had simple tastes. I've always preferred, like Mark could vouch for this. I've always preferred a place called Montana's or Swiss Chalet over something fancy.
Right.
Over something like French authentic cuisine or Italian authentic cuisine. I've just kind of like what are some of the restaurants, like some of the chains that you guys have over there?
Frankie and Benny's is a chain. That's a sort of cheaper chain.
Where's
Do you have,
the-
do you have
Do we have?
Panera Bread?
No.
No.
Okay, so think of Starbucks. You guys have Starbucks over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Starbucks, even though it's like a lot of their offerings are very expensive,
Mhm.
compared to some of the other coffee chains like that, or sorry, not coffee chains, but like the true authentic coffee lovers will go for something
Bit more niche.
exactly.
Mm.
I prefer, even though like Starbucks is probably not a good example because they
Yeah.
are expensive, but I prefer like the simplicity of things.
Nice answer. Right. So you've been going for a long time, and you must have seen so many new reviewers pop up and disappear and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But, have you got any new up and coming reviewers that you really like?
Tony. You know what? I'll be very honest.
Yeah.
I'm subscribed to a lot of people. I just don't watch a lot
Yeah.
because after a while, like, and maybe I'm just speaking for myself. You kind of know where you are in your fragrance journey, so it doesn't really interest you as much. But there are a few channels that I do watch.
Yeah.
But you kind of get stuck in a groove that if you do watch, you watch the same people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's who pops up on your feed, isn't it? So you're going to watch that stuff. So is there any good advice that you could give to anybody that starts a new channel? Is there anything that you could give there?
Don't get discouraged. And I still get discouraged to this very day, and I've still been doing it for so long, but don't go by views. Don't go by subscribers or views. Yeah, those are nice. But if you're looking for that, you're gonna lose interest in this real quick.
Yeah.
There's no money in this. So some of these guys that bitch and complain about guys getting free bottles and advertising and all that kind of stuff, there's not a lot of money in this hobby. And like some of the bigger channels may get some good AdSense money, but other than that, you can't live off this stuff.
No. You need
So
a huge
just enjoy doing what you do.
Mhm.
Have fun with it. If you could, like Luke is Poe. So if you could add some sense of humor to it instead of just like this is just a gray wall. Be a little bit. If you could add a green screen, if you can, but if the numbers are not there, don't be discouraged or disappointed because right now, in the last 3 years alone, especially the last year and a half, there's been so many reviewers coming and going that it's hard to stand out. I hate saying it because it's going to sound maybe like I'm a bitter old man, but it's oversaturated. So it's really hard to stand out if you're looking to stand out.
Yeah, it's hard to break through, I think. I think the hardest thing for my channel at the start was even just getting to 100. I knew no one when I started this, literally nobody.
Well, and that's the great thing about this hobby, right? Is like you meet like-minded individuals.
Mhm.
You meet people that are into fragrances that like the everyday person, like some of the people in your people in your personal life may think, wow, that's a really unusual hobby.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And that's the great thing about this online fragrance stuff.
Yeah. No, great answer, mate. It's great advice there, I think, to new channels. Don't get discouraged, definitely. I can't speak because I'm not.
If you could add humor, be entertaining. Don't be like I try to add some dry wit to it, but I've been doing less and less. Like some of my old videos, not some of my older videos, but I've done videos like Michel Germain or Michael Germain. They have the word sexual in it. Well, I don't know if you guys, I think you guys sell them in the UK, the Michael Germains.
I've not seen them in stores.
Okay, so they have like this.
Probably get them online.
This sexual fragrances. So they have like sexual sugar daddy, sexual.
Okay.
Feel like they all sound like porn names.
Yeah.
So whenever I've done them, like I've had makeup, sorry, not makeup, like kisses all over my face. Like my wife will bust out her expensive like Chanel lipstick and kiss her all over the face just for entertainment, right? But those videos don't get monetized because of the word sexual.
And that wasn't just for the review, was it? Yeah, I know your game. Anyway, Becca adds the humour to my channel. I'm the miserable one, just like you.
He's the grumpy one.
I'm the grumpy one.
No, I'm joking.
Beck's got a couple of questions, a bit more off subject a little bit.
Yeah, so it's nice just to get off the subject of fragrance and just mix it up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So you're bus driver?
Yeah.
So my question is then, if you had a magic bus which you could drive to anywhere in the whole world, where would you drive to and why?
Top three destinations. Let's give us three.
Yeah.
South Korea, so Seoul, South Korea.
Where my company makes their cars.
Yeah.
Okay, see, I've always been into Korean culture. Like, okay, so before I settled down, most of the girls that I was dating or doing certain things with were Korean. I've always had a thing for Korean, like the culture, the food, the language, the women, you know, not for the right reasons, of course. But I studied martial arts, Korean martial arts, long time ago. So that kind of got me interested into the culture. So I started reading about the history, the history, the geography, the language. I was learning the language. So Korea itself, Seoul, is kind of like new and old. They balance the two. I would love to go to Paris.
Yeah.
I haven't been to Paris yet. And oh boy, third one I don't know, to be honest with you.
Okay.
It would probably be a European city though.
Okay. Awesome. Great answer.
There we go.
Just before Becca does another question on that, because you sort of answered it a little bit. You're French Canadian, right?
Half.
Half. Okay, so you can speak French?
Not as fluent as I used to. So like whenever I go see Mark Robes Away, I try to practice it, but I get kind of discouraged because like he's fluent. That's pretty much like his first language.
Okay.
And I just can't keep up with it. So
we've got so the question based around that was, have you been to France? And sounds like if you want to go to Paris, you haven't yet.
Yeah. So you know what? I would probably have to go to Milan.
Okay.
Maybe Italy.
Okay. In France, is there just Paris that you would like to visit? Is there anywhere else?
I'd like to go all over, but mostly just Paris.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Right. What have you got next? Next question.
Well, this is from Tony. He's asked me to ask it. Now, I don't know why, but he has. So I might actually be led down a road that I probably might not want to be on. But
if it's a dirty question, I don't know if I can answer that.
No, it's not a dirty one.
Okay.
It's not a dirty one to do with anything to do with Tony being all naked. No, it's not. So he says, you tend to have a grumpy tendency.
I do.
Does your wife agree with this? Does your wife say you're grumpy? Because I say Tony's grumpy.
My wife does agree to that a little bit. A lot of my grumpiness, unfortunately, stems from dealing with the general public. I've been dealing with the public for 20 years now.
Yeah.
For over 20
I think that's probably Tony's, because Tony's a car salesman. So he deals with customers all day, every day.
Yeah.
So I
think Tony's clientele is different than mine.
Yeah.
You don't deal with alcoholics, drug addicts, crackheads, prostitutes. Yeah. You never had a woman do this to you at work, you know? So you never seen male genitalia. You never had a knife pulled on you. So I have stories.
Yeah, definitely.
If we meet, I want to hear some of those stories, definitely. They sound interesting. But the reason for that, have you ever heard of
Jack D? He's a comedian over in this country. And he's funny because he is so dry and so grumpy all the time.
I don't really watch a lot of the only comedians that I really watch are guys like Russell Peters, the new guy. Well, he's not new guy, but he's new to me. Gabriel Iglesias.
Okay.
Fluffy. He's American, but he's of Mexican descent. Big guy. He's overweight. I mostly watch. Okay, this sounds really bad on my part. I don't really pay attention to many of the white comedians.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds bad on my part, but I just like comedians from different cultures, different ethnicities.
Yeah.
Yeah, like most of my friends happen to be from a different ethnicity than ours. My wife is one, So I love the racial jokes. I love the stereotypes. I love the accents. I love it when they make fun of us.
Yeah.
So but like I don't find Louis C.K. funny at all. I do like Ricky Gervais a little bit.
Oh,
We've spoken about him. Have you watched any of his stuff on Netflix yet or not?
Not yet, but I do like it when he targets the Hollywood elite.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to my political views, I'm like center left or bipartisan. Like I'll vote for both sides.
Yeah.
But I love it when he tells people from his side, like the far left, just shut up. You don't know you don't have no idea what the real world is, and it's so true.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've I think that was it. It was more to say that you're grumpy, but you're funny at the same time, and I get it.
I'm moody, let's just say.
Well, at least you didn't take that the wrong way. You could have just gone.
So, what would you say is your favorite style of fragrance?
My what?
Style of fragrance.
Your favorite style?
Oh, you mean like genre?
Whether it be like fougere or.
I kind of like the citrus aromatics.
Okay.
I like the freshies.
Yeah. Easy stuff to wear. Nothing too challenging.
Yeah.
No ouds.
No, I'm not a nude person. And then maybe afterwards, like the spicy aromatics or spicy scents.
Yeah. If you've got any ouds, send them Barry's way because Barry really likes them. He puts them on his wife's pillow apparently.
Oh, that's what he doesn't. So, what is do you have a TV program that you are currently quite involved in at the moment? Do you Netflix a lot or?
The wife and I, we were really into the show Power.
Yeah, I've seen it.
But we were kind of disappointed with the ending.
Yes.
We were also into, we started losing interest, but we were still watching Empire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Her right now, she's on this, I don't know what it's called, but it takes place in the 50s. It's a Jewish woman who is a stand-up comic.
Right.
She's really into that. I don't know what it's called, but she was really into Outlander. Okay. Until recently. She kind of lost interest in that. But me, like, there's so many shows out there that look good, but I'm trying not to watch as much television. I do want to see, I think it's called Gangs of London.
Oh, yeah. Chad, I've watched, I'm 2 episodes in. Just 2. Go and watch it. He's very violent. Violent.
Yeah, it's fun with me. I like action movies.
The fighting scenes are insane. Wicked program.
Okay.
So every night I go to put an episode on, but they're about an hour long. So
Heather says, Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. That's what my wife is really into right now.
Really?
Yes.
Is that on Netflix? Is that something that we could get over?
I'm not sure if that's on Amazon Prime or Netflix.
Oh, okay.
We'll have to look out for it and see what that's about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any more? What have you got?
Do you have any so obviously apart from the fragrance, do you have any hobbies? Do you and your wife like to do anything in your free time that you get together? Big
into movies, but because of what's going on, there's nothing out there, and you can only watch so much Netflix. Netflix here, our selection is not as good as the ones in the States.
Yeah.
I'm big into the outdoors. They're finally starting to open up the trails.
Right.
But I'm really out of shape. So like I was starting to get myself healthy and everything.
Yeah.
And then the whole quarantine bit happened, and I just couldn't do as much. So I go for my walks, but the changing of the diet's a little bit harder.
Are you back to work, or you were still on lockdown?
No. Well, my wife sits right here while she works, and I'm on the front lines.
Right. Okay. How are you coping with it all over there? Are you?
The first maybe month was challenging.
Yeah.
Because like there's so much misinformation, and you have. So I stopped watching the news altogether, just because there's like wherever you turn, you have something about COVID-19 or
Yeah.
something else. So too much information, even though they mean well, is not good. So
Yeah.
it hurts you, right? I've left my company Facebook group because fellow workmates were posting, okay, well, you could do this or you might do that. This is interesting. So I'm like, and me being the person I am, like, yes, I can be very blunt, but I can also be very diplomatic. And I just said, this is hurt. Like, guys, I know you mean well, but meaning well is actually hurting people.
Mm.
Stop it. So, like, I don't want to say manic. Like, I suffer from mental health. You know, I have really bad anxiety. I have PTSD because I had a suicide jumper so many years ago. But after a while, like when you stop listening to the news, like I felt better. At the time, we weren't allowed to wear masks or gloves. Now we are, but it's they're starting to open up the province, so we're allowed to have more people on the bus in a few weeks. But it's so right now, depending on the route you do. Mine's kind of busy.
Yeah.
Um, it's all industrial, so I'm dealing with warehouse workers, so they're an essential service. So during some parts of the day, I'm bypassing like 6 to 10 of them that are just standing at a stop.
Yeah.
But a lot of my customers as well don't want to wear a face covering or social distance. Like they'll social distance when they're on the bus because like certain parts are taped off,
Mm.
but when they're at a stop, they're all like how you guys are, just
Yeah.
Huddled together, yeah.
and it's a bit of a cultural thing because I'm dealing with this sounds, I don't want to say the culture because I don't want to be pegged as a racist even though I'm not, but it's a cultural thing as well for the group of people that I'm dealing with to be tight knit, to be close. So that's, I understand, but it's a bit of a challenge.
Yeah.
Mm.
No, we understand that. It's been tough. Been really tough.
Yeah.
It's tough for everybody.
Different ways. In
Yeah.
different ways.
Yeah, and I think some people are stuck in their ways, aren't they? Regardless of the situation, it's hard, isn't it?
Yes,
So,
it is.
but every small step,
Yeah.
we should hopefully get back to some normality.
Oh, they're predicting a second wave in the fall. So
Yeah, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Hopefully we dodge that.
No,
and I'm counting my blessings. I don't live in the States.
yeah.
I love America. I love traveling there. I love the culture.
Yeah.
But the leadership and it's not just like the one person. It's all of them.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just no.
So, going back on, did you say, was it your grandmother was English?
Yes, but
So
like,
she obviously moved after the war,
yeah, she moved in 1947.
1947.
She was a war bride.
Okay, so goes on to my question of, have you actually had any English food? So have you had like an English roast dinner or?
I've been to the UK, so I've been to the London twice.
Have you?
Yeah.
I've had the traditional like fish and chips.
Did you like it?
I love fish and chips, but like after like even one plate, you need the detox. English food is so heavy.
Yeah.
Have you had a roast dinner? Did you go for a roast dinner?
Maybe when I was a kid, my grandmother my grandmother she would infuse like Canadian and English together.
Yeah.
So
you need to try a roast dinner.
You need to, yeah. If you ever come back to the UK, Chad, we'll treat you.
I really do. So like
We'll treat you to a roast dinner.
I've only wanted to like whenever I gone to the UK it was only London, but and Ireland my last time.
Okay.
Because the wife's best friend lives there.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I do want to check out where my roots are.
Yeah.
I do want to go to Scotland. Like my last name is Scottish, but my mother's side was French Canadian.
Right. Okay. It's interesting. Interesting. My mum does family history, so it is interesting to see where your roots are and where your family's come from. So I can imagine. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. Well, like my dad, he went to the UK a couple of years ago. He became friends with a guy from the Royal. Okay, well, your Air Force, your Royal Air Force.
Yeah.
So, because my dad used to frequent Cuba or Cuba every winter.
Right. Yeah.
So, and there's a lot of Brits that travel there.
Yeah.
So he befriended um, a, some sort of leader, or I don't know if he was a pilot. Well, he was a pilot, but I don't know if he was like a captain or
like a squadron leader. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But he taught he was a teacher, so he was a fighter pilot who became a teacher. So he showed my dad Ashford exactly where my grandmother's house was. It was bombed actually during the raid of London.
Wow, it's crazy, isn't it? It's just mad.
It
is mad. So just a couple more fragrance questions, and then we will get on to the fun subject of Would You Rather.
Okay.
No, not Would You Rather. What is it called? Yeah, Would You Rather. Yeah, it is.
Before we start, I just want to show you something. This is what I wake up to every morning. Okay.
What gorgeous view! That's gorgeous.
That is beautiful.
What a lovely view. You should use that in your backdrop. Why are you not using that in your backdrop?
I have a few times, but it's I don't want people hearing me on the balcony, because you can hear people have a conversation, right?
Yeah.
So like at night, like at times at 3 o'clock in the morning, the people below us, they're younger. They're like in their late 20s. They're just like, bro, man, it's like, oh, bro, whoa, bro, like.
See, we can't compete with that. If we took you outside, all you would see would be fields and tractors.
See, I like that. I'm like, so Timmins was like 45,000 people. Sudbury is about 150,000. Toronto, or like where I live, it's like 800,000. But it's like, if you're not from here, you wouldn't even know. Like, just by crossing the street, you're in Toronto itself.
Yeah.
But like the whole area is like 6 million people.
Yeah.
Lovely view. A lot of people in the comments are saying that they really like the view.
That's the view that sold my wife. So when I moved into my wife's place. The view is what sold her. So
just a couple more questions. If Jeremy Fragrance asked you to fly over to Germany,
all expenses paid,
would you go and shoot some content with him?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Old Jeremy, yes. New Jeremy, no.
Okay. Yeah. Do you see a distinct difference, do you, between the two?
I think I'm not on TikTok, but I've seen some of the videos.
Yeah.
The man seems like he's I don't want to say lost his marbles, but he seems like he's not, and maybe that's just an act.
Yeah.
But he doesn't seem like the composed, chilled, fun Jeremy. He's a lot more funner, but he seems more out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it just seems like there's some issues, and I could be completely wrong.
Could you compete with his dancing?
No. Well, I could Bhangra. I could Bhangra, like that's an Indian dance. I can't do him.
Screw light bulbs in.
Yeah.
But he couldn't do the hip thrust that he does then, or the moonwalking.
No.
Becca keeps trying to get me to try and do it on camera, but it's not happening.
Like Paul Edmund says, Jay's got too much energy. He has a lot of energy. So
yeah.
And he just when you see in his eyes, he seems to be under a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So would you ever release your own fragrance, or would you
Nope.
work with a fragrance house?
Maybe work with a fragrance house, but releasing my own I have zero interest.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Have you found over time, I had this conversation with my brother yesterday, that the fragrance almost becomes a little bit secondary to the people, if that makes sense. So
I don't know. Maybe. Well, okay. If it's your fragrance, unfortunately, it kind of has to be.
Yeah.
You put your investment, your life into it, so you want to get that return on your investment. So I understand, but it's just, for me, it just doesn't interest me.
No. So just a couple of silly questions. Do you have a celebrity crush apart from Tony?
I'm trying to think here. I like Priyanka Chopra.
Mm-hmm.
I've always had a thing for, okay, so I said I love Korean women. I've always had a thing for women that didn't look like us. That sounds wrong. Right? That sounds very wrong, but I love South Asian women. I love, like my brother-in-law is Chinese. The last couple of exes were Filipino, Chinese, Vietnamese. I dated a Muslim girl, which was interesting. Put it nicely. It's just like where I'm from, there wasn't a lot of cultural diversity. Then all of a sudden, boom, like it's right at my front doorstep. But Priyanka Chopra is just a knockout.
Yeah. There we go. So Tony, it's not you.
Oh, and Naomi Campbell. She's English too.
That is old. We're going back old school there, blimey.
Yeah, but hey, man, she's even black don't crack, they say.
They do say that.
She's on another level.
Yeah.
She is
gorgeous.
Beautiful. She is definitely beautiful. I do have a woman crush on a female, and that is Beyonce. I mean, she is just stunning. She's another level. I love Beyonce. She's definitely my crush. So,
what else have we got?
No, we've got a jingle first.
Oh, sorry, you have to excuse this. I made a jingle, Chad, and you'll be really impressed by this.
Sorry.
You'll be really impressed by my jingle. This cost me a lot of money to make this, and my musical skills really come to fruition here. You ready?
You know why? I'll tell it like it is, right?
Wow.
You like that?
You could sell a million ringtones of that.
Yeah.
So this is a part of the interview that we do. Would you rather? Okay. So literally just think what's the first thing that comes to your mind. So I will go with, would you rather eat donuts or eat candy?
Donuts.
Have an extra finger or an extra toe?
Finger.
Have a magic carpet that flies or have a personal robot?
That's a flip of the coin, man. I don't know.
That's a good one, isn't it?
Flip of the coin. Even though it's not a coin. Never mind.
Would you rather have Pepsi or Cola?
Coke, but it's got to be Coke Zero.
Oh, I like Coke Zero.
I
love Coke Zero.
It's cheaper as well without sugar tax here.
Yeah. Cats or dogs?
Dogs. Beagles.
Eagles.
Beagles, Labradors, and Boxers.
Nice.
I grew up with 2 labs, though.
Ah. Speak all languages or get to speak to animals?
Oh. Okay, that's okay. It's a flip of the coin. So languages, yes, because you get to talk to people who may not be from the same part of the world or whatnot. So like, I could say that the same thing over here because some of the people I deal with, they just can't speak English. But then there's talking to animals because I'm not exactly a people's person because of my job. So that's a flip of the coin.
Be incredibly funny or amazingly smart?
Funny.
Lots
of people together.
Would you rather it be warm and raining or cold and snowing?
Cold and snowing.
Pizza or fries?
Pizza.
And would you rather go to bed late or always wake up early?
Wake up early.
And the last one, predicted or predicted snaps?
The missus.
Yes. We're having words later. So when this chat ends,
okay, my wife's in the other room. The door's closed. I don't play for that team, Tony. Even though I have a lot of friends on that team, I don't play for that team. And I mean that most respectfully, missus.
Brilliant. Right, so what we'll do now, Chuck, I'm sort of a bit mindful of taking your whole day up. with mindless chat. So
Well, I could for another half an hour, 45 minutes.
you're okay, yeah, good.
So we'll go to who we got in the room and see if they have any questions that they would like to ask you. Because obviously it's quite hard to keep monitor of the chat as we're talking, but I think a few comments have gone in.
So has anyone got any questions for Chad while we go back to the chat?
Yes.
Okay, well, there was a woman here who said that she was 49%. Oh, Heather. I'm 49% South Asian. What part of South Asian are you, though? Are you Pakistani, Indian, Bangladeshi, Malaysian?
And 49% is a funny number, isn't it?
She did her, I think she did a DNA test, I think, and it came back.
My wife is of Indian descent, but when you look at her, she could pass as someone who is from like Somalia or Ethiopia, and like her ancestors have been in Guyana for like a century, maybe a little bit more, before her family moved to Canada. So a lot of people, a lot of my friends that are from the West Indies or the Caribbean said that my wife looks like she has some mix in her. So we did the ancestry test, and she's almost 100% Indian descent.
Yeah. Heather says Thai. She's Thai.
Yeah.
With your
Thailand.
would you rather have a beer with us Brits or a burger with the Americans? The bit I don't. I'll have a glass of water with the Brits.
Good answer. Yeah. Heather says she's from Thailand or Thai.
Oh, okay.
Right, so that's that one. Barry's got a good question there, but he's up to no good.
No. You know what? My friend Rush, if he's watching, he even says we got to get you like the merchandise. We got to get you the shirts, the pens, the mugs, and I'm like, I don't want none of that, man. Just don't want none of that.
Luke's up to no good as well, there.
That would be me. You know how much money I do?
Have you seen that?
Yeah, I did Luke.
Yeah, he's always trouble, is Luke, isn't he?
He's kind of like me.
Yeah. Right, does Chad agree that when you're at the airport at 6 a.m. you have to have a few pints before a flight?
I used to work for a microbrewery back in my not my hometown, but I consider it more of my home as to where I was born. Yeah. And I never got on with drinking. I don't drink at all. Never been drunk. Had a good buzz one time, but I didn't feel it. I just don't like the taste of alcohol. And also, like from what I've seen when I worked in the microbrewery, and it was also in the rougher end of town, so you're gonna see more alcoholics, you're gonna see more poverty and stuff like that. It was just, it kind of like scared me into not wanting to drink.
Yeah. There's a great one there from Nick at Talk and Review. He wants to say a big thank you to you.
No, my pleasure, Nick.
Yeah, he's a nice guy, Nick.
No, he does. He does a lot of movie stuff too.
He certainly does, yeah.
What would be my final meal? Probably aloo curry, so it's potato curry.
Do you like spicy curry?
Not overly spicy. I'm white, so I can't handle too much spice. So, like, my wife could eat like pepper sauce from a jar, and that stuff is just like when she like the room that we're in. If she were to unscrew it, I could smell it because it's so hot, right? So vinegary and all that kind of stuff. But I don't like overly spicy, so sometimes I can't handle my in-laws cooking. But like potato curry with the red mountain spices with what is it? It's not naan. Dal puri. That's it. So Raj probably knows what dal puri is.
Okay. Someone says that's strange, isn't it? Doesn't like alcohol either, but does like boozy fragrances. Do you like boozy?
It is strange.
Do you like boozy fragrances or not?
I do actually. Not a lot, but there are some that I do like.
Okay. Have you got any hopes or dreams for your channel, Chad, in terms of where you want it to go, or what's the end game? Is there an end game?
Maybe some hopes. Like at one time, I was trying to treat it as a business, and I was trying to be like have like success like Ashton and Big Beard. But now I don't even want that pressure. If I can get like, I don't know, it might sound conceited or arrogant, but I would love to and greedy. I would love to have like 40, maybe 50,000 at most.
And you deserve that with the time you've been going, I feel. Definitely.
And just I also, I'm not gonna lie, I like the AdSense money. I don't have any affiliate links. I've been thinking about putting it on, but I don't know. I just the AdSense money I don't use to buy fragrances. I use it for trips, but because we're not traveling this year, everything that I'm making, I'm just banking. I'm just probably going to put that into my retirement next year.
Nice. Did when do you hope to retire from your job? Have you got to work for so long yet? Or
You mean like the actual job or this?
yeah, from your actual job, yeah.
Oh, I can't leave until for another 12 years at the very least.
Yeah, I'm going to be about 85 when I can retire.
Well, you also got kids. I don't.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah.
He's got 3.
Yeah. Are they all girls?
No, luckily. No. Thank God for that.
2 teenage boys.
You're never retiring then. No, ideally 55, but probably 60.
Yeah.
Excellent.
If I win a couple mil, it's going to be tomorrow.
We've one of the things you had a break not about 6 months ago, and
no, probably 3 months ago, and it was supposed to be a lot longer, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I was planning on coming back at right around now.
Yeah.
YouTube you get burned out doing this.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me just close the door.
No worries.
We have a lot of street racers. and because like the buildings are so like fancy looking, we have a lot of people with high performance cars that just like to rev the engine.
Right. Brilliant. So yeah, so you've you had that break. Do you feel in a better place now since you've come back?
Yeah, but you can always use a break, right? Like you can always use a break from social media. Social media itself is just draining.
Yeah.
So, but it did feel nice for that 1 month to not do any videos. I did film maybe 2. One of them was the Jaguar video that I did with my wife.
Okay.
And but I initially wanted to take a 3-month break.
Yeah. We won't touch too much on this because it's too deep a subject, I think. And on my channel and in my life, I try and keep everything as positive as I can, and we try not to get involved in any politics within the fragrance sort of world. But does that frustrate you at all in terms of the negativity that's about? I know you see it. I've been in rooms where you've seen it, and
I deal with negativity every day when it comes to my job. So I try not to get involved.
Yeah.
Politics. I try not to follow politics too much nowadays. I used to watch a lot of political channels, whether it was conservative or liberal. I used to be a fan of Tony Robinson. I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
I did, but I got brainwashed. That stuff fucks with your mind.
Yeah, you better off not to watch it.
It consumes you. So I couldn't think for myself. I was always angry, pissed off. My wife said, I want you to stop. And we weren't even married. But it was just consuming the hell out of me to the point where it's like, okay, I can't do this anymore. So I do keep track a little bit, but I don't like Donald Trump. I do not like my own prime minister. I don't like Boris Johnson. You know what? They're all the same at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Every politician is themselves. But when it comes to the politics in the community, it's like, how the fuck can you have politics in FragCon, for Christ?
Yeah, agreed. 100%.
I know some of the people who do play the politics, and like when I go visit them, and I'm not going to say who it is or where they are.
No names.
I just tried not to get involved. And when they start bringing it up, I'm like, can we just change it?
Yeah. It's the right attitude to have, definitely. Definitely. Now, I think sometimes, I think you can probably be misconstrued as to what people think maybe of you because of how you come across. You're quite blunt, I think. I personally like that, but what do you think about that?
No, it's true. Like some people view me as a closed-minded bigot. I deal with a lot of negativity from every culture. Toronto is one of the most diverse cities in the world. So unfortunately, I am slightly biased towards everybody, and I'm not proud of that at all. But I will speak my mind. I have friends from other religions. I have friends from all religions. But some of them will say, well, my religion is the only one. I'm like, okay, I'm going to challenge you on that.
Yeah.
You know, and like some have no problems criticizing me because I may not be a follower of their religion or of any religion. But I'm doing more of God's work than you are. I donate part of my check every month to charities of my choice. I donate my time. I feed the homeless. Whenever I go downtown, I buy them Starbucks stuff. I'll give them a few bucks if I can. And some of these very same people will say, well, I only help my own people. Well, why are you only helping out your own people when religion, every message, it's the same message in every religion: love, peace, tolerance, acceptance, help out your fellow human being. Whether they're Christian, Hindu, Muslim, or black, white, Chinese, we're all the same at the end of the fucking day. But some people, because I have a strong stance on some values, I'm viewed as something that I'm not. And because I don't believe in, like, I have a lot of friends that are part of the LGBT. So I have some of my conservative friends from other cultures who can't stand them. But I'll say, well, why are you, why does, I don't want to say lifestyle because it's not a lifestyle, but why on how they live their life does it bother you? Because it's we'll just use the LGBT as an example. They are, they're born with it. So before I became a beautiful bald-headed bastard, I had some hair, not a lot. and the barbershop that I used to go to was a Caribbean barbershop. So I was like the only white guy. And I'm still cool with them. And most of my friends are just from the Caribbean islands, right? But they're saying like, oh, how it's a disease, it's it's not natural, and I'm like, if you don't want to be judged because of the color of your skin, and that's how you're born, don't judge them because that's how they're born. So if you can judge them, then I could judge you. And like one had like a pair of scissors to like my ear, right? You just cut. He's like, oh, don't judge this because this is civil rights and all that kind of bullshit, which it is. But at the end of the day, if you peel all the layers of the skin, you're down to like the muscle tissue and all that. You don't know what culture the person is from. You don't know what faith they practice because it's the same message. It's the same fucking God. So and when it comes to the LGBT, I have a lot of friends, but I don't agree with the whole 100 different genders. I'm not down with that. If you say my pronoun is this, okay, out of respect for you, I'll say it. But if I say sir or miss and I misgender you by accident, and it's by accident, and you rip off my head, I don't mean to purposely offend people.
Yep.
But we're in this climate that you can't say this, you can't say that. And like you have the whole, like what's going on in the States right now. That's tragic. I have a lot of friends from that community.
Yeah.
And I agree with them, but not 100%. But then some of them will say, well, then you're part of the problem. But here's the thing. I dated also someone from your community, and I got judged a lot from your community. My wife's first bit of discrimination was from their community, from the black community, and she was called a Packy. So when racism is in every community, every race, every religion. Like I have a friend that posts a lot of stuff on his own religion, but it makes him come across as a closed-minded individual. And I said to him, he posted something about fighting the oppression and everything like that, and I'm like, okay, then we have to fight the oppression of these people where you're originally from. And he didn't like that.
Yeah.
But you can't choose.
No. Well, well said, mate. Well said. Have you got any questions for us at all? There's one. How long have we been married, Bex?
How long? No, you can answer that.
No, you're testing me. Right. So we've been married for 7 years, just coming up.
Yes, because Phoebe's now 8. So yeah, 7 years we've been married.
On the 22nd of June.
Yeah.
And how long have you guys been together?
10 years.
That's a long. Those are years you'll never get back, huh, Missy?
I know, right?
My wife has a lot to deal with when it comes to me. So I'm called 2 names, asshole and Shrek. Shrek because Shrek is grouchy, he's moody. But when you peel all the way like the onion layers, like there's like a good heart somewhere down there.
Actually, like an onion.
I'm like the onion.
I get it. Becca explained me as a block of concrete instead. So you have to chip away at the block of concrete. Eventually, you'll get to little me in the middle.
How did you guys meet though?
At work.
Yes.
At work, yeah.
So he was the only person that didn't talk to me. Out of the whole place, Tony decided not to even talk to me. So
He was probably intimidated by your beauty though.
This is you are smooth.
You're a bald-headed bastard, man. The French charm, well, the French redneck charm. French Canadian.
So yeah, no, he was the only one that didn't talk to me.
She thought it was arrogant, I think, to start with. But
Yeah.
I'm actually quite shy. I don't know why I do this. I'm just quite shy, really.
Not at all.
A little bit shy. I'm shy until I get to know you. If I met you in real life, Chad, I'd be chatty, but I'd come out of my shell more the more we talk.
I'm like that as well, but I don't like groups. So I don't like a large group of people. So I can't go to a sporting event without having some sort of anxiety attack.
Okay.
It comes with the job. So like when I'm on my own time, I don't like going out all that much, which is the whole quarantine bit's been kind of good in some ways because I could go out. There's no crowds. I can go to the supermarket. It's not overly busy and stuff like that. But I don't like dealing. I don't like meeting up with a lot of people.
Yeah.
I'm pretty selfish with how I spend my time.
So you're not up for going to one of like the perfume events? You must have been invited
To
like Sex Explore or anything like that.
yeah, but it's not for me.
It's not for you, no.
No, it's that weekend it was being held. I was actually traveling to Miami,
Okay.
so I was already had a plan. Like even if I wasn't on vacation or like going out of town, I would not have went. I saw the pictures, I saw the videos. It looked like a fun time.
Yeah, it looked like
But
a good time.
it's just, but everybody seemed crammed in a room, and I can't do that.
No.
I can't do that. I can only talk about fragrances for so long.
Yeah. You warned me about that, didn't you?
This sounds kind of bad on my part. I don't meet up with a lot of subscribers neither anymore.
Yeah.
I met up with 3 of them from Toronto area. One of them just happens to be from Liverpool originally. And so he's been here for like 55 years. But he still has his the thick English accent.
Really?
But he's just he was talking shit about me. You know, like I think we all have our own demons. Everybody has demons, but it's how you deal with them. But like I guess that I wasn't really dealing with mine properly back then, and he certainly wasn't dealing with his. But even like my wife, when like my wife met him twice, I met him maybe 4 times altogether. But even like my wife's like, oh God, like I don't want to do this again. And he just happens to be friends with my friend Rush. Rush is if you might have seen.
No, Rush from the Facebook group.
Yeah, so Rush and I, we haven't seen each other in like 3 months because of what's going on. But Rush has known him for over 20 years because Rush's partner, is childhood friends with this guy. Small world.
That is a small world.
But he was just talking all kinds of shit and stuff like that. So, and like the 2 other guys, one works in the same industry, but he was talking all kinds of smack. So after that, I'm like, you know what? I'm very selective with who I meet, especially when it comes to subscribers. I'm willing to, but I have to get to know you a little bit more through the computer first.
I can see that.
And I don't tell people where I work anymore.
No.
Because there are some people who genuinely want to hurt you for no apparent reason. Like some people, like okay, I'm thinning, but I didn't shave it. But some people's like, oh God, this is disgusting. I can't stand this guy. Like they're so fixated on that they just hate you for that, and it consumes them. So like there are some people that want to purposely hurt you, whether it's physically, financially, mentally. So that's also why I'm reluctant to meet people as well, because I've had those negative experiences. But I'm fine with people who say, well, what do you do for a living? I'm a bus driver. I keep it like that. I'll talk about my stories, but I won't do the company name at all anymore.
No, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. You have to have a slight bit of privacy, I think, as well. We've got our family. We need to protect our family, so you have to have a bit of privacy. I'm not just going to randomly go meeting all subscribers, but there's people we talk to often that would be happily meet.
Oh, I see.
We really would. Oh, bless you.
Oh, bless me. Bless me.
Have you got any questions for Chad at all?
No, I've got all my important questions said.
Excellent. Well, Chad, look, I really appreciate you coming on. It did get a little bit deep. We said it would be a bit of fun. And we started talking politics.
I could be an open book on a lot of subjects, but sometimes I'll kind of like put my walls up.
Yeah. But no, it's been good talking to you. I think I get you. I think I get your sense of humour. I think we'll get on. We talk on Facebook, don't we?
You also saw, like, well, even your audience saw a side where I won't open up a whole lot, where I start talking about discrimination, how we're nobody likes being labeled a bigot in any ways.
No.
But I'll say that unfortunately I have some biased views because of my experiences. You know, so some of the people, like, and I'm sure you have lurkers that won't comment, but some of these people may not even like them. Will say, "Hey, did you know that Chad's a racist? He doesn't like black people. He doesn't like Hindus, even though I'm married to one." He doesn't like. And when I says I'm not crazy about, like, I find that I don't watch white comedians. Chad is anti-white, you know. So like you have all these types of people out there. Like everything is polarizing nowadays.
Yeah.
Extreme. Like the balance of being in the middle, being centered, it's being skewed. So
yeah, it's a difficult place to be sometimes. It's difficult. You do worry about what you can say, what you can't say, and you don't.
I'll say it regardless, but like there's a difference between being purposely an asshole and just being ignorant without knowing.
Yeah.
If I'm ignorant without knowing, I want people to check me. But if you're just like, I think there's a difference in that, because I might think it's like, okay, well, you're just a little too out there. Like your views may not coincide with mine, which is fine. But what I said is not hurtful, nor is it right.
Fair enough.
I think that we could all, and that's what's missing in today's world is dialogue, listening, and finding a common ground.
Yeah, agree with that 100%. Definitely, that needs to happen. But look, thank you, Chad, for coming on. Honestly, mate, I can't thank you enough. It's really, really lovely of you to say yes. So thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure, man. If you want me again, just ask.
Appreciate it.
I was debating whether or not to come out shirtless, but my wife said,
I wouldn't have been able to contain myself, mate. It was a good job you didn't.
Well, when I told one of my managers. So one of my managers, he's retired for 2 years now. He's originally from I'm not sure if it's London, but he's from the UK. So he's very pro-paw. But he's like the only manager I actually got along with. And I said to him, I go, Roy, like if I win $50 million, so we'll say like 20 million pounds, quid, right? I'm coming into work with nipple tassels and a sparkling Speedo, and I'm gonna make it rain up in here. He's like, I hope that doesn't happen until after I leave this company. I'm like, okay.
Would you actually do that? Do you think, though? Or it's just a thought of it really good?
I don't know. And I'm a big boy, right? So I would just let it all jiggle. Part of me wants.
Oh dear, it's never happened until the video's there. Just
I know that one would go viral, but not for the good.
That could make the channel go big, Chad. That could get you to that 100,000, I reckon.
Oh, I know, but you know what? Real quick, I don't want like 100,000 subscribers. I don't want that pressure to the point where it's like I have to do videos, because I already feel that pressure.
Yeah.
I have like between 8 and 11 videos in queue already, and I filmed 3 this morning. So I'm always in work mode. So I wouldn't want to feel that extra pressure where yes, I would love to get like, and when it comes to, and yeah, I wouldn't mind getting like the type of money that these guys are getting from the AdSense. Yeah. But that's pretty much it, though.
Yeah. Look at the pressure that obviously Jezza feels to put out his content at the moment. Jezza, Jeremy Fragrance.
Oh, yeah. And Jeremy's stuff is it's regurgitating the same shit.
Mm.
And he looks tired.
Yeah. I mean, what I think Jeremy could do, he's not going to take any advice from me, but what I think would help is if he actually interacted with the community a lot more and did collaborations. He doesn't do that, does he really?
No, well, when I met him at Menfluential a couple of years ago, he was a really nice guy.
Yeah.
So when people say, "Oh, he's cocky, he's arrogant," maybe in some ways, but he was super nice to me.
Mm.
Like he saw me first, he called me over, he gave me a hug. Like I went to shake his hand, he hugged me. So he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
So don't let like his image or the dumb shit like leasing a Ferrari after you open up a Patreon. Those are just bad calls.
Yeah.
We all make bad decisions, you know. But as I said, there might be something that we don't know about behind the camera. Maybe he's hurting. Maybe he's struggling.
Yeah. Lizzie's put a nice comment. Look, she feels the same. She don't care how many subs. She's happy she's got one. And
I would love
Lizzie, we know her.
I would love to have extra subscribers, but I wouldn't want the pressure of having to keep up with the Joneses, because like my collection's at 200, give or take, you know, and to me that's overload, but to some people that's nothing.
Yeah, but no, thank you. Honestly, I know I've thanked you a lot, but honestly, I do appreciate it.
My pleasure. And can I give one recommendation for you to buy the missus?
Go on, go for it.
Trussardi Donna.
Write it down. Trussardi
Donna.
Donna. Okay.
This is the eau de perfume concentration, though.
What does that smell like? How would you explain it?
This is white florals and fruits.
Okay.
This one here is heavy though. But my wife, so this is Priyanka Chopra's signature scent. But my wife, I ended up getting this little 30 ml for her. I know it's a 30 ml. I could have gotten the 100, but I was cheap. Okay, so don't.
Talking about being cheap,
very expensive. Okay, so I ended up giving this for her for her anniversary last month. So, and she really likes it.
Is our anniversary coming up? How much is that?
This?
Yes.
Fuck. $30 Canadian.
We're right then.
20 and 30 quid.
Excellent. Well, look, there's a lot of people in the room saying good to hear from you. Chris has said great to hear from you. There's been some positive feedback in there, mate.
And that's one guy that I want to meet. Like out of all the reviewers from past, present, and now, I'm the one who has met the most amount of reviewers out of everybody in person. Chris Fragmental is at the top of my list. He's in like the top 3. Number 1 is of course Tony. I have to say that because I'm a definite fan. But
see you later, mate.
Chris is definitely in the top 3. Ash, top 5. Tony at number 1. Chris, here, Ashton, and shit. I don't even know what the 4th one's gonna have to be.
Yeah.
Oh, Justin J. Copeland.
Chris is in my top 10 fragrance reviewers of all time, and I'm not going to tell him where he is in that review list, but top 10 is good, I think. So I'm not going to say where he is.
Production is crazy.
It is. Did you see his last video?
I've been seeing them. Yeah, they're nuts. I wish I had that kind of talent and patience, I should say, to edit. I don't have that type of patience.
The vlogging on the bike was just. He's in the room, so you don't want to give him a big head, but it was good.
Oh, his head's already huge. Can you imagine if he shaved his head? It would be even bigger. Like literally, it would be bigger. He has no hair. He has a full set of hair for someone who's in his 40s. He looks amazing for 40. I'm just spewing bullshit right now. So.
This is what we wanted.
I'm a ball buster. That's how I show my affection.
Awesome. No, thank you, mate. It's been a pleasure. You go and enjoy your rest of your day off with your lovely wife.
I appreciate it. You guys have a good day, and thanks for having me.
No worries. Thank you.
Take care of yourself,
Thank
Chad.
you.
Bye.
See you, mate. Bye. So there we go. So we have Chad on. So I hope you enjoyed Chad as a guest.
Yes.
We can't stay too much longer because we've got dinner on the way.
And we've got to get Phoebe to bed because she's actually at my dad's tomorrow.
Yes, back to some normality tomorrow. Both of us are back to work. I'm giving up Tesco's I'm going 2 nights a week.
Yeah.
And childminder.
Yes.
So yeah, some normality, which was awesome.
Ah, yes. But we hope you enjoyed yourselves, and we plan to do a live again next week.
No, I think what we're going to do is we'll do one maybe later in the week when we've finished, maybe a Friday night, or we don't want to sort of step on anyone else's toes. So we'll see what night we do it. We'll see what night other people are live. But what I want to do is I want to hand out the spanners via the YouTube. Yeah. And I can't do that, as I'm aware, via StreamYard, which I wanted to explain to Heather. So, Heather, sorry, we can't do it by this, I believe. But I think once I've handed the spanners out...
I think it was Lizzie that asked.
I think it was Heather.
Was it? Yeah. Okay.
So once the spanners are handed out on the normal YouTube, then we can... I think they get them on here too, is how I understand it.
Yeah. So
there we go.
There we go.
No, you're welcome, Chris. Don't worry about your gardening. That's fine. But everyone, go and enjoy your dinner. We've got chicken and chips. Nothing really exciting. That's what we've got. We've got chicken and chips on its way. But thank you, everyone, for your lovely, lovely feedback. And there will be spanners being handed out very soon. And we will choose the spanners carefully. Thanks for joining us.
Yes.
And we will see you all very, very soon. Take care of yourselves, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.